Actually build this insight video, some tips how you actually create this insight video with our system. Now I'm to just do a live demo. All view, if you have your account, you can just log in because this is a member feature. You can follow me then, whatever you are facing the issue. You can let me know because this is very straightforward. I can create this video just under 10 minutes. Let me show you how I create this one. So for those who are not member or who do not know how to access, or even for some members who are not very active, you can just scan the code and access to your URL or just open your app. Then you can follow me or you can just watch me how I do this. So I put some appendix. This appendix actually is a step-by-step. That's how I explain the feature because after video, I will share the deck. And with all this, you also can understand what features available in the system. After you log into the system, you will see something like Insight Video. If you're a member, you can just click on that. You can see this, 2 input. First input is URL. If you have some URL, it's from somewhere else, you can just paste, or if you don't have, we already give you some ideas. So let's say 2, these are quite new, the news about 2 or 3 hours latest. Boom. In big ticket real estate keeps, Singapore, deal makers on their toes. So firstly, when you look at this, news to see if you like this or if you want to make comment on this. So for demo purpose, I don't want to make any comment. I'm also not an expert. I just copy and paste this one. Or even no need to copy paste. You just click, this information is here. Now, just now I mentioned everyone will do this, but not everyone write their own insights. So if you have your own opinion on this news, you can just write your own opinions. So this actually will make your news even a lot of people taking the same URL, but that will make your videos stand out. You can read, but it's optional. And also, just now I mentioned, let's say if you don't want to share the news, I imagine you can also share the stories. Let's say you build a 7 days of contents, you can just copy and paste the content here. So you see, just I mentioned, we have support up to 2,000 characters. Once you copy and paste all this, it's either in bullet points or anything in your mind is draft, doesn't matter, because our system will not completely copy and paste the script. We just gather your information and then we'll refreeze. This will also avoid any copyright issue because it's okay for you to do any commentary on any news, but you cannot reproduce exactly. All right. Now I just take this news, I click import. There's really not too much that I can say for this part, but try your best to leverage on this, your own contents. This is importing. I'm just showing all the slides I prepared. So you can use either of the input or you can use both input. It doesn't matter. And after import, you will see something like this. This is a bit messy, but if you see line by line, each line or each row, we call it a scene. So we go to the next SC. So this is actually the AI will read all the news and then split the news into different scenes. So for you can manage each scene. For example, let me start from the beginning. So by default, if your import is Chinese, English, we use English. So by default, we respect your original content language. But you can just change to any language as you like. Then you can see the different scenes. You can actually delete any scene. It's up to you. And we have by default, we will create a thumbnail cover image. You can just change this one, click, add in, and change. Just like I mentioned, the hook actually is something we already trained the model and we read a lot of prompt on this. So you can see, for example, your Ramleys then using, watch this first. This may not be best, but at least it gives some ideas. You can fine tune, but mostly it's be okay. If you want to change, you can just click here. All the tags here, you can just click and edit. It's editable. And this, I mentioned about the fall, the title for the change, the first one is, we call this visible or invisible. So which means you can actually make your thumbnail invisible. So directly they will see your news right away. Then you can see also this one, the Simply term, I call it as B-roll. So it can be image and video. But how this was created by AI. So firstly, because AI will split your story to scene, based on the scene, the AI will decide that, okay, this scene is better to use image or it's better use video. So normally for each story, the AI will not use all image, will also not use all video. So he will decide. Also, he also will decide by the length of your script, by the content. For example, if some script with a lot of data, I think for the best case, the AI will choose the data card or data animation. So this is something different he will create for you. And if you see this script I mentioned, you can just change. This is the timing. So basically, this is estimated timing because different people have different voice. The speed is also different. So you can just take this as reference, but may not be exactly same. And now this one, the small one, icon is the avatar. So just like you see each scene, some scene, you see the agent on the scene. Some part, agent not show up. So it's actually managed by this. You can just turn on and turn off. Why we do not turn it always on? Even for the real photo, even for the real person, if the person keep talking on the screen, firstly, the viewer will not get much attention on the person because the content is most important. Secondly, if they look at your face longer, they also feels not realistic, especially if always AI. We try to avoid this happen. That's why we do not make avatars show everywhere. So you can just turn on, turn off sometimes. By default, AI already do some alternative to decide which on which is off. And for the first avatar, normally is half body, and the last one is also half body, because we believe when people first look at you, they want to see the big one to impress who you are. So when they finish the video, they also want to see your last face to remember who you are. That's why the first and last design, most of the case, are the bigger half body avatar. For the rest are the small one here and there. And you can see our avatar sometimes on the top and someone is on the bottom because we know our agents use TikTok, Instagram differently. And for different platform, they have some search tags on the top and the bottom. So it's hard to just fix on somewhere else. That's why it's randomly goes. So whatever platform you use, sometimes at least the buyers or sellers can see your face. So this is how the avatar was designed. And you can see the play button. If you see the play button, that is video. If you didn't see the play button, like this image, for the video, you can just click and play. And you see the edit icon, which means for every stock asset, you can change it, which I show you later. So just make sure you can memorize or remember this. Now we come up to this. News. So I copy the news here, and you can read the news yourself and to evaluate if this content produced makes sense to you. If not making sense, as I mentioned, you just click. You just change. We make some character limitation because, for example, this image, if you read this too long, it feels like the screen freeze on that image. So the viewer experience is not that nice. So you can see there is a limitation from the lens. Let's say, just now I mentioned, after you change, you can just click save. Just know I mentioned that you can turn this on, turn this off. Currently, we are not able to let you choose which one you use small face, which one you use half body. So now we just let you turn on and off. Then secondly, if you want to edit the image, you can just click this. So just now I mentioned we have 4 sources for you to get your media or assets. So the first one is the stock. So by default, let's say this is image. We will click edit. By default, we will actually pull out all the image that related to this inquiry. You see, this is F, it's a paragon. So you see, we already pre-populated this paragon. Even it's not so here, but our AI knows you are talking about something paragon because he knows the whole context. He also knows the image. So he used the paragon as the search inquiry. So we don't leave this blank. So I know people or users, they afraid of blank. So with this, you can just change this one under search. Every change, you will see the result will be changed. Let's say for this case, this image, I don't want image, I want video. No problem. You click on this, actually change still use the search query, but give you the video. You can click on the video to CF Malaysia Airlines. You see if you like. If you like, you can just use the video, click here. If you don't like it, just close. Or you can click use to use different videos. So all this is usable and this is royalty-free. No copyright issues. You can use whatever you want. Let's say I don't want to change. I think this one is okay, or maybe, let's say it doesn't matter. I just change one. You see, this was changed. Also, I mentioned just now, let's say another source. Let me show this one. This is better. This is, normally this one, he used some data animation. It does not mean that data animation must show data. Not true. It also can show you some content. This is no voice, no music, because once we create a video, you will hear the music. This is just a few second clip. This part actually is created by AI, so different contents will be different. You probably will see if you see more, you feels that some templates are same. There is no template. We also have different color of AI, the background. We also have different design. You can see a lot of similarities, but they actually, because we don't use templates, so there is no exactly same stuff. And let's say if you don't like this data animation, you want to change. So for all the AI things, we allow you to change. Before I go to the change for the AI part, you can see a library which I mentioned. This is all your past images. Normally, when I do the video, I will use some of my used video as ending, so I no need to upload again, so it's very easy for me to create a video with a personalized video. So I also can upload from my local, because we have apps, so it's very convenient for you to upload directly from your photo album. So this part is AI part. A lot of you may not know, but I think 80% of case you do not need to use this one. But if you want, you can use it. Let me just change another one. For example, this is a image right now. I come to AI. You see this one using the Tower 2 for 2.5 million and 3.9 billion. I think for all the number, it's better to present in data animation. That is my view. So I want to change this to data animation. Information. I come back here. Oh, see? The prompt actually is already here. You can just copy and paste, or it's also pre-populated. So I just click generate. So for the AI part, that will eat your credits. Use it only if you really need it. But otherwise, you don't need to actually spend credits to create this one. As I mentioned, it's not necessary to be very perfect quality, but we just give you the options. How the credits was calculated. So for all the data animation, just know you saw what I did is 2 credits. We normally write this clip as about 5 seconds or 10 seconds. This is maybe less than 5 seconds. This is about 7 seconds. We'll say, so if you like this one, you select data video. So you see this, the data video I use, and use this one just now. Oh, not this one. I think I created this one. This one. So at least you'll see how this one was how I used for this AI creation. For details of the credit cost for this, I already explained for this case. This is the detail of the cost. Normally, for data video is just 2 credits, would ever hold on, but for AI image, it's just 1 credit. I think the most cost part is the AI video. So AI video, we use actually the CDASKT and the view and the clean. All the video, we use that one to create a real video for you. So it's the every 5 seconds, it costs 3 credits. So either 3 credits or 6 credits. So for this case, the video is about 7 seconds, so it will cost 6 credits. So just for your information, but from our data, we didn't see a lot of user to use this one. And to be honest, it's not necessary to use this one. It's not like Magic Reel is a must. This is optional. So once you understand how this works, all this, I think it's very straightforward. Then we come to the last part. This one, if you already have your avatar before, you can just use. No need to change. For the voice, if you have your voice, because for so far we don't have an AI voice option, everything is your own voice. So by default, if you're using Chinese English, we'll show you English voice. Let's say if you are using Chinese, we actually will automatically, this will do the translation, will automatically actually change your voice to Chinese voice. This is something you probably need to take note. We have some agents. They are using Chinese, but they use a English voice. So they tell me, okay, how come my accent is like a Singapore accent? Okay, and also they use a Chinese. They use a English, but they use English to read Chinese. So for Chinese, you better use a Chinese because our Chinese voice using Chinese voice model, which give you a very strong accent of Chinese. It doesn't matter that. Let's say a lot of people say, I don't know Chinese, I don't want to record. Let's say in the Chinese mode, when you record, it's in Chinese. If you don't have a Chinese record, it's also okay. By default, it will use your English. What I'm trying to say is if you have Chinese, you better use Chinese in Chinese language because we already do this for you. Because the quality, the final quality is much better for English to use English voice. Chinese person use Chinese voice. But if you're Malay, doesn't matter. Malay, we still can use a Chinese English accent. So that is just optional. I'll let you know that it's not necessary for you to record Chinese. You know, preview is always free, so you can just come here and I need to come here and how come I cannot see this? Wait, how come I cannot see this? Sorry, you can just come here. Let's say my one is, let me do a Malay. I think everyone is doing English, I already know that. That means I have to do Malay. And a lot of people are asking, okay, why my avatar looks by so fake? Just let you know, when you do the preview, we will not do the lip sync. So this is just a fake, your avatar. So we only do the real synchronization where you click create. After you preview, when you click create, you will see the real video, which is a lip synced. This is my thumbnail. Thumbnail is also in Malay. Let me just play this. I think a lot of you know Malay, Spanish. So that's it. If you create this video, you want to create a Chinese version or Malay version. For example, I take this. Let me see which one I created. Let's say I will create this one and I post it. Whenever I post it or not, if we want to recreate this in another language, you no need to re-import. You just click plus, come back here, click Chinese, and then create your video. So because sometimes after translation, the length may be longer. So if longer than 2 minutes, we actually will not allow you to proceed. So in that case, you need to manually delete one section, for example, or delete some text. This is something because different language have a lot stronger variations. So we just let you know that when you change a language, the length may change. Also, let's say if you want to change the text here, or you want to change the image here, then after we change, we back to the English, we will not change it for you. So each language is independent. So the translation only happens at the first time you click. For example, you come to here, you change all the image or text, and when you click translation, the first time you click translation, it will take all your latest information and translate to the language you selected. So that is how our multi-language working on this system, okay? I think that's all for my part. Last thing before I answer two questions. Just know I'm talking about we are going to allow you to create 7 days of contents. I know this is too painful, so what we are working on is we create a bulk content planner. So we allow you create 7 days or 10 days contents at one click. Then after you click, we allow you to schedule which content publish on which day. So this is a one-time setup. For example, you spend maybe 30 or 1 hour setup. You spend one, then for the next 10 days or next 2 weeks, we just let AI to run themselves and update the result. That is we call bulk content planner. So stay tuned and any feedback to us. Our other features actually all based on the feedback. Now I think it's Q&A time. Let me just answer some questions in the chat. The scene in the script does not align. Can we have an option? So in terms of align, this case, I will say it will not be possible to not align because the video or clip will only change when the script is finished. So the only thing not aligned probably, for example, you are talking about something here in some words, but here probably shows some words else. That is we call micro alignment. So far, that may not align perfectly, but we saw for most data, we will talk about the data actually shows properly. But if in the large view, which I mean the scene, because the scene always the image. That's why you see we design this way. Because by design this way, we will 100% make sure this image won't change until your script finish. Okay, I adjust YouTube video to 300 script and did one. Okay, that's good, Simon. Any possibility to extend the inside video to 3 to 4 minutes? But actually, we are able to extend. We are working on a feature that once we extend, we probably need additional credit, and then we haven't received a lot of feedback or requests on this. We just think there's a case for that. Since you mentioned about this, I think we will vote on this. Ticket, and then we can do this. I'm not sure if I answer your question, but again, as I mentioned, I need create a feature that with additional minute, we need additional credit. How many credits to convert from one language to another? Okay, conversion is free. So for all the video, only when you create, it'll cost 12 credits. And when you do the translation, all these are free. And let's say once you create one video is instrumental music playing, and if you create another language, and once you create in same content, you create another language, it will be still 12 credits. It's the same as our listing. Each creation is a 12 credits. Can we add a scene? If I add any text, can the image or animation will regenerate? Okay, currently we don't have add scene feature. You will see this feature next week. We are working on that. That is add scene. And after you add the scene, or after you edit the text, we do have feature that automatically recreate the image for you. So after you edit all this, you need come back here and search or create your image or video yourself. So we call manual regeneration. Just now, I think Ms. Shaw, you just turn on your mic because very noise is, do you have some question to ask? Can we have more photos of our videos instead of maximum of 10? Cindy, for this one, we so-called limitation. The only limitation is the scene. The scene is decided by this story. So normally a scene we set for AI is about 6 to 8. So you see this is sometimes 6, sometimes 8 or 10. There's no limitations from image. So next stage, we will allow you to add a scene, which means you can add more than 10 scenes. Because with other scene features, we also definitely need user to extend the session. So all this feature actually is together. So then in that case, user can create a longer video. Anything or any questions to ask for this feature? If you have any new requests to the feature, you also can just write because we need your feedback. May I have the slides? I will share the slides in the group. Are you in the group? I believe so. I will share the group. When I copy my content, can use that content in the 2031 video as is without rephrasing the content? Currently, we can't. But there's a way for you to that. But why we cannot? Because we don't know this content is the original one or the copyright one. We make sure that copyright issue, so if you want to do that, only way is you click on this, you actually copy your content line by line. So currently the way you can do that, unless we see a lot of requests on that, we can have option for users to keep the content exactly. Please DM Zoom recording link in the slide into the group. Sure, Ben. Time is 4. Last one question. If there's no questions, I will thanks for everyone. And any questions or anything, you can just PM me as well. Thank you. Bye.